You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
What up, my people? Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. We're at war. We are at war with Iran. And before I even get into it, I'm going to let y'all hear what Trump said on why we're at war with Iran. Then we'll break it down. We'll talk about it.
Dead and mass murder targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel. In 2000, they knew and were probably involved with the attack on the USS Cole. Many died. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. From Lebanon to Yemen and Syria to Iraq, the regime has armed, trained, and funded terrorist militias that have soaked the earth with blood and guts. And it was Iran's monstrous October 7th attacks on Israel, slaughtering more than 1,000 innocent people, including 46 Americans, while taking 12 of our citizens hostage. It was brutal, something like the world has never seen before. Iran is the world's #1 state sponsor of terror and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon. That is why in Operation Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never to resume their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, they wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. They didn't know what was happening. They just wanted to practice evil. But Iran refused, just as it has for decades and decades. They've rejected every opportunity to renounce their nuclear ambitions, and we can't take it anymore. Instead, they attempted to rebuild their nuclear program and to continue developing long-range missiles that can now threaten our very good friends and allies in Europe, our troops stationed overseas, and could soon reach the American homeland. Just imagine how emboldened this regime would be if they ever had and actually were armed with nuclear weapons as a means to deliver their message. For these reasons, the United States military is undertaking a massive and ongoing operation to prevent this very wicked, radical dictatorship from threatening America and our core national security interests. We are going to destroy their missiles and raise their missile industry to the ground. It will be totally, again, obliterated. We're going to annihilate their Navy. We're going to ensure that the region's terrorist proxies can no longer destabilize the region or the world and attack our forces and no longer use their IEDs or roadside bombs, as they are sometimes called, to so gravely wound and kill thousands and thousands of people, including many Americans. And we will ensure that Iran does not obtain a nuclear weapon. It's a very simple message. They will never have a nuclear weapon.
All right, so we already got our people. We got soldiers over there. We got aircraft over there, but we got everything. Like they've been setting up. They attacked. There's already videos of bombs going off in residential areas because they didn't got intercepted by Iran and got blew up in front of residential areas. So we already launched an attack. Obviously, we did, right? He spoke on this. Now, a lot of what he said didn't make sense to me. As far as I get the reason. Okay, they are trying to have nuclear bombs, right? Or they're trying to make a nuclear bomb. We don't want them to have a nuclear bomb because they might use it on us, right? But we have nuclear bombs, right? So, but that was the kind of the main point of why we attacked them, and because in October or June and October, I think it was 2 different incidents he spoke on, and I remember these incidents. This was last year, if y'all remember, they had attacked. I think it was Israel, where he was talking about where they attacked, and then they held like eight American hostages, and they attacked Israel, which Israel is our ally. So we got it. So if somebody attacks them, we got to go. That's like your friend getting into it or your brother getting into it. Hey, this dude hit me. Hey, we got to go fight these people, right? So if y'all remember back then, they was talking about, are we going to go to war with Iran? And a lot of people thought we were because they were trying to get nuclear bombs. Now, why it took so long, I don't know. I guess Trump explained that they were trying to make a deal, like make a pact, and they didn't want to hear. All Iran allegedly wants to do is have a nuclear bomb and create a nuclear bomb, right? Which we don't want them to do. Now, what makes us the authority on who has nuclear bombs? Don't ask me. I don't know. Maybe it's the NATO shit. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. But we got nuclear bombs, but other places we police them having nuclear bombs. I never got that, right? So I guess, but he pointed to a lot of stuff in the past that happened, like he was talking about the 80s, and he said they've been chanting death to America for like 40 years or some shit. Like, what does that got to do with, like, y'all can chant whatever y'all want to chant as long as y'all don't mess with us. Like, who cares what they was chanting, right? As long as they don't attack us. Now, this goes again, and this is, Trump been doing this his whole term, is the shit he ran on in the campaign, he doing the opposite when he get in office. He ran on all of his terms. He ran on, we need to put an end to these senseless, endless wars where we're over in countries that don't want us here for 20 years and 10, 20 years, and that there's so many. Just look it up. Y'all don't believe I'm not about to put all the clips in here? Look it up. He ran, and he's got a whole bunch of clips saying how we need to get out these stupid, endless, pointless wars where we're policing the world pretty much. We're being world police, and that he's putting an end to all that, and there will be no wars when he's in office. Well, he took his word back on that. All right, he took his word back on that. Now, and Trump ran on a whole bunch of stuff that he ended up not doing. The Epstein files, right? Look how long it took him, and look what they did with that. And he wasn't going to release them. He just got so much backlash that he had to, right? He wasn't going to release, even though he said when he ran, I'm going to release the Epstein file. That's what he said. So he does a lot of stuff that he said he wouldn't do or he was going to do when he ran, right? And that's a lot of presidents do that, to be honest. It ain't just Trump, but Trump he's one of the main, he's who we got in office now, so that's what I'm talking about. Now, I never got the fact that we can have nuclear bombs, right? But we police other countries that can have nuclear bombs. And okay, I guess if you, from a standpoint of, and look, as an American, yeah, do I feel safer if they don't have nuclear bombs because they might use it on us? How true is that? I don't know. That's just what our government is telling us, right? How true is that? I really don't know. I don't know if Iran had a nuclear bomb, if they use it on us. They might not. What I'm saying is I don't know. That's just what they tell us. Is it true? It could be. Is it not true? It might not be. There's no way to confirm it, right? So we're allowed to have nuclear bombs. It's like it's like you trying to play daddy to a grown man. Like, hold on, you got this, and you trying to tell me I can't have this? I'm my own country. I'm a grown. You know what I mean? I'm my own country. How you gonna tell me what I can have, but y'all got it, and y'all your own country, right? So I never got that. But now, do I feel safer as an American if you tell me, hey, this country, if they get a nuclear bomb, they might use it on us. Do I feel safer if we go to war and destroy any ability for them to have it? Yeah, I do feel safer. But I'm speaking strictly on just the concept of this, right? Is that right or wrong, right? Or is that justified? I don't know. I really don't know. Because we have nuclear bombs and we don't use them on everybody, even though we do attack other countries that might not have attacked us first, right? So Iran and Israel's going at it, and of course we're buddy with Israel. Obviously, they're in our little pact, our little group, whatever they call it. We have a whole bunch of countries that's our allies. That usually, if another country attacks them, we have to go help them, right? And this is looking like this situation because they didn't attack America directly, but that could be a possibility, right? Now, how far is this gonna go, though, right? Because now that we attack Iran, I don't know a whole bunch about Iran. I don't know a whole lot about Iran. All right, so I don't know how much or little hate they have, or how much desire they have to attack America. Could it happen? Yeah. Look what happened with Afghanistan and Osama bin Laden. He attacked us, right? So we know from history that, yeah, it can happen. Anybody could get attacked. But would that actually happen? Who knows? Now, with us going to war, that could lead somebody to want to attack us in the future on our territory, right? That could lead to that. When that's the thing with war, you never know where it's going to lead to. It could lead to World War III. Hopefully, God forbid, hopefully it doesn't, right? I pray that it doesn't. I'm for defending yourself, but as far as like senseless wars, like when Afghanistan attacked us, but we went and lied and said that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction, and we went to Iraq, right? No, I don't condone that. Like, I don't condone going to certain countries that didn't attack us, that never attacked us, but we're going to war with these countries, right? And then we find out later that it was all some bullshit anyway. They didn't have weapons of mass destruction. It was all a lie. We pretty much just wanted their resource. They had a whole bunch of oil, and Iran is another country. They got a whole bunch of oil. It's kind of weird that all the countries that we attack and go to war with, like how we just did down in where was it? Down in Mexico or South America, where we just took out their president or their whoever that was down there, right? We captured him and his wife. A lot of these countries have plentiful resources like oil. That's very valuable. So you already know in war that goes back to ancient times. Whenever you go to war with somebody and you win that war, you conquer their territory, to the spoils go to victor, to the victors go to spoils, right? You take everything they got, right? That's what happens. This been going back since ancient times. They would take, like in ancient times, when they went to war, they would literally take, like Egyptians, they would take the heads of people. Like the king would say, I want 10 heads off of the enemy. I want y'all to bring 10 heads back. And they would literally bring 10 heads. Like, this was a real thing. And then obviously they would, the chariots, horses, whatever else, they would take women and all that. This is what they did in ancient times, right? We don't do that today, but we do still take resources, I would assume, right? If we go to war and we win that war and we take over their territory, we're going to take some of that resources that we can use to make us a profit or to help us in some way, right? So, yeah, I don't know why it took so long, because like I said, last year they was talking about going to a war with Iran when he mentioned those two incidents, those two attacks in October and June. I thought we was going to go to war then. A lot of people was talking about it then, but I guess they tried to do a deal. They didn't want to hear it. They want to make nuclear bombs, according to Trump, and we can't let them have nuclear bombs because they could potentially use it on us, right? That's the whole reason. That's part of the reason. And they attacked Israel, obviously, but they tried to make a deal and they didn't want to do it. Yeah, Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. 7-day. We got memberships, $1.99 a month. If you sign up for the membership, I will shout your name out on every video. Shout out to John, Paul. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7